Okay, peeps. Well, before we dive into, see, we missing Robin is the only one we're missing. Well, Brad's not here, and I knew that. I don't know what Robin's doing. There, yep, right there, Robin. Robin, good job. All right. All right, peeps. So, hey, I'm going to move quick on this first section because I want to stop biting that. We're recording this right now because Brad's not here, and I want y'all to be able to refer back to this. So you'll see some goofy antics before you showed up and me and Jennifer talking a little bit. But I wanted to talk about Zillow calls. Part of it being the critiques that I may or may not have for you. And then also what your experience has been. So give me the quick rundown. I can tell you right now that between Jennifer, Brad, and Robin, they are getting almost everything.
A ton.
Yeah, you're getting everybody's getting the calls, unless somebody unless Hannah tells me, hey, no, I'm not receiving them, or actually says I'm not receiving them. But you guys are the ones that are getting connected at the level of 20, 30, 40% respectively. So we're at like 80% over the past 7 days, all of a sudden, just because people start picking up the phone. So that's really good. But what's so that's good. Hannah and Ashley, you two don't have many pickups over the last 7 days still. The other ones have a ton. Have you not been receiving them, or
no,
just bad time? Tell me about it.
I've received them. I've received like 23 calls.
Yep.
And about 8 of them that I've answered said my team member already picked up. I've only connected with 4.
Okay, good. Well, yep, that's good. And I mean, we'll talk more about it later, but that's okay. I just want to hear make sure A, you're getting them. B, when you do pick them up, it's either a team member getting them or a connection. Either of those are acceptable realities. Hannah, what about you?
I asked you when I talked to you about it like a week or something ago. And I asked you if a call comes through and I don't make it, and then there's one that comes in, as soon as that one is done ringing, another one comes in, and then I'll pick it up on the first ring and it says my team member got it. So you told me that was 2 back-to-back leads, but I don't think that it is, because I did that on purpose to see if that's what it was. And it said the team member already got it when I answered it on the first ring on the back-to-back second one.
Yep, it could still be. I mean, we're talking the amount of leads that are coming through are insane. So it doesn't happen every single, I mean, you could run a test. We've got people answering. So if you run a test and the first one you don't answer, and then the second one you do, and it does that, and it's every single lead, then it's maybe there's a weird fluke. But if it's 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 5, then there's just 2 leads, boom, 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 which definitely happens. Or there could have been a weird disconnect, something in the system. But the answer at the end of the day is pick them up. There's 8 in a row, doesn't matter. Just pick them all up if you can, and it'll spread itself around as long as y'all are, meaning it will by default spread around if everybody's picking up. There's no way Ashley's going to win every time, everybody's quick and on it. So yeah, I can't tell you for sure without a doubt, but I can tell you that on May 1st, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 leads on May 1st alone came through at some level. So, and Ashley got 1, 2, Jennifer got 1, Bradley got 1, Bradley got another, Bradley got another, Robin got 1, Bradley got another, Robin got 1. No, that was.
And I don't pick up on Sundays.
Yep. So
I actually have down that I got 4.
Yeah, I don't. Well, not on the 30th.
On the 1st.
On the 1st, okay.
I thought you said May 1st. Sorry.
Yeah, I did say May 1st. Yep. I've got 1. That's all I can see is the 1, but I also maybe moved around a little bit in here. But anyway, either way, all I know is our answering rate is way, way, way up. So that's a key piece of it. Like, that's really good. So Hannah, what's your experience been? Are you everything working appropriately at least?
Everything's working appropriately. I don't know when you told us to start recording, I think like Tuesday or something like that. I picked up 15 and was only able to connect with 2 because every other one was somebody else got before me.
Okay. All right. So it's working, which is good. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because we want to limit. Like I can pause people, I can do things like if Eli keeps picking up phone calls and never closing a deal, never showing a house, picking up every single one, beating everybody, I can absolutely pause that person, let other people get things. But there's also some things we can do to kind of curb that a little bit. So keep it up, crank on it. But here's what I'm going to tell you I'm going to go through a list I made today. I'm trying to listen to calls on Monday mornings before we meet up. And so you can take notes or watch this recording back. But first of all, I do want to do this. I want to set up a time to meet with you each specifically for I'll put maybe 30 minutes down, but it hopefully won't take that long. I just don't want to have to cut it early, but I want to meet with all of you. Hard to have this isn't for you because you're not receiving the calls, but everybody else, I want to meet with you for your own Zillow performance, the calls you're seeing. I want you to listen to your own calls and kind of say, ooh, boy, I'm really good at this. And I'm really terrible at this. And boy, I'm not doing it the way the Zillow training tells us to. And I want you to understand it. You'll hear my feedback, but what is a good time? Does everybody have who would maybe have a Wednesday afternoon available at some point? Wednesday afternoon. I've got a Fathom Indiana Mastermind go-to-meeting thing. Let me see if everybody's.
I think I do.
Okay, Roller, Brad, everybody's been invited. When I send you guys these calendar invites, they're on your calendar. You need to accept them or reject them, but just get them on your calendar. The story is like this one right here, Fathom Indiana Mastermind meeting. That thing is a go-to meeting and you've all been invited, but Hardev hasn't answered, Ashley hasn't answered, Hannah hasn't answered, but the other ones have accepted. That gets it on your calendar. These are important things. You don't have to go to every one, but it's like this meeting should be approved and accepted on your thing, which just kind of, let's see.
Can you resend that? Because I have no idea.
On your Wednesday 11, is there something on your calendar where you could accept it by chance, or do I just need to truly resend it, you think?
Oh, no, I can do that.
Check that and see if it's there. It should be. Ashley, you got a team meeting. This team meeting is still not accepted for you. It's got a no response.
Okay, hold on.
And it shows that you have a scheduling conflict, but I'm thinking that might be this meeting you have scheduled on your own in your calendar. But I don't know how to honestly resend.
Well, hold on. I see. Because I always click, I keep the email for the invite, and that's how I always just click on it.
That's gonna be. It's gonna be a calendar invite from an Apple.
I need to hit yes. Okay. Sorry.
Well, that the Apple invite or whatever for the calendar.
It's whatever invite you sent on April 4th.
April 4th. That may have been this one.
Okay, hold on.
We'll see. Yes. And Hardev, I know you've been invited to this, and I think you approved it. Yeah, Hardev's good on this. But then this Wednesday thing, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. No, the first Wednesday at 11 a.m. of every month, there's this thing that you can get on for Brent's there, for our Brent, our managing director's there. And so you've all been invited to that, and 3 of you haven't responded, but it'll go on your calendar that way. And then if you can't go, you can't go. I don't go to all of them. I do if I can though. So anyway, Wednesday afternoon, I have a pretty free schedule, and I'd like to get all of you on here for 30 minutes to talk about Zillow. So who wants to go first? Shoot me your day. What time? 30-minute time frame you want?
Can you do any day after 4?
I can do 4 o'clock. I can do 4:30, whatever you need. Just be prepped and ready. But yeah, I can do Wednesday.
Yeah, let's do Wednesday at 4:30.
4:30 Wednesday. Meet Ashley. Okay. Let me get this in my calendar. Ashley, you can pop it in yours separately. Okay. Ashley Zillow meeting. I'm gonna put that 4:30 to 5. All right, Ashley's done. Who else?
I'll do 3.
3 o'clock
on Wednesday.
Not Robin Ziegler. That's really hard for me. Robin Zillow meeting. 3 o'clock to 3:30. And you all knew, if you don't know where to listen to your phone calls, that's your homework, is go figure out how to listen to your phone calls and listen to them and take really good notes and figure out what you think you're good at, bad at, and feel free to go through those Zillow trainings again. It's not a one-time thing to learn stuff. It takes a while to drill it into your brain. What else we got? Jennifer, Hannah.
I'll do right after Robin or right before Ashley, either one. I mean, so you're
Jennifer,
3:30
Zillow
right
meeting.
now?
Let's just do 3:30 for you.
Okay.
Unless somebody else needed that time. Sounds like she's flexible.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna call us?
Sure. I'll call you. You call me, I call you. We'll work together on that. Whoever calls first. Hannah, what are you thinking? Wednesday?
I can do anytime in the afternoon. So if you want to go to me first, that's fine.
All right, 2:30. That's a good time to go to the dentist. Hannah,
You're funny.
Zillow meeting.
Is that this Wednesday?
Yep. I got you're funny from your words. 2:30 to 3 o'clock. It says, Hannah, you're funny, Zillow meeting.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right. It's kind of funny. My kids do it all the time to me. And then, is that everybody that's in here that needs it? Yes. Brad is who I need. I'm going to put him in at 4. Brad, Zillow meeting. He's going to be like, what in the world is this that just popped up on my calendar? 4 to 4:30. I'm not inviting you guys. I am inviting Brad since he's not here. Brad Beckley. I may end up sending you a Zoom link or something, guys. Just be aware, but it may be a phone call as well.
Looks like Jennifer's in our Zoom meeting twice.
Jennifer is. She's got something with her phones and computers.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Gosh, if I'd have really been thinking, Andrea, I'd have told you to give yourself another. You just keep working, Andrea. Just work, ignore us. Okay. Awesome. So I'm going to dive through a bunch of things on this recording, and I'll probably actually move the recording here and so you don't have to watch all this intro stuff. But Zillow calls, Hardev, this is actually good for you too. If you ever are getting people calling you from your sphere or friends or internet, web, anything you're doing, this will help you for sure. But everybody else, this is like this is not quintessential. This is, what's the word? It's very, very important stuff. And I'm going to basically be giving you some information regarding the calls I listened to this morning, some historical things, and I'm not going to be pointing out people. We'll do that at your private meeting. I am going to do one thing of Ashley because it's good. Not every moment of it's probably amazing, but I was really impressed with this one thing. I want to show it to you.
Might be.
No.
Sorry, Ashley. It's really good. I was really impressed, and not everybody can do this. Takes a special human, but you can learn to do this, or at least get closer to this. You're going to be really good. So it's going to be really cool. Anyway, here you go. Take notes.
God.
No, you're right. I'm going to do it. I'll warn you when it's coming. So take notes, but you can always watch this back. First of all, realty, 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 not realty. It's important to know how to say and spell your profession.
Right.
So you're a realtor. I know it's weird. It's not normal English. Realtor, REALTOR. It's realty, REALTY. Realty is spelled REALITY, and that's reality if you're an English speaker.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not realty, it's realty. So just keep that in mind. That's a funny one, but these are the things that, I mean, I had a lady one time, this is embarrassing. And I told her boss, and I told her off to the, I told her boss other things. I told her off to the side, I don't want you to look silly anymore. And I fixed her language. She used to say, this is unbelievable, in front of people at closing, she would say, in Indiana, we pay taxes in the rear.
Oh.
Instead of in arrears.
Right.
And that's pretty funny. Because, like we pay taxes out the rear, maybe if it's expensive. But I can promise you, we do not pay taxes in the rear. And every time she said it, I was so embarrassed for her. and I finally fixed it. So same thing there. Realty, not reality, or not real itty. All right. So this next one here is not funny. This next one is more along the lines of how many calls you're taking. And this is going to change that a little bit. I'm going to bring it down just a hair, and that's okay because we want to be 100%. So here's what I wrote down. You have to be focused. You can't be traipsing through the woods on a, chasing your dog down because it got off its leash at Turkey Run State Park. And then like the call gets answered and 12 seconds later, you're like, oh, hello. That doesn't work. You've got to be focused. Too many of our calls team big. And again, there are certain people that are worse than others, but too many calls have a huge delay from, hi, this is Alex. I'm transferring you to a team member now, or whatever he says. Then it's like, like crickets for 7-8 seconds.
Do you think
And then
that's
eventually,
a
what?
system problem? I'm just curious. Is that a system problem if it's happening a lot?
No, I don't think so. I can go back and listen to some of mine, but they would be way back in the day.
Yeah.
I know, just so everybody just focus, if it is a system problem, we can't fix it, but there's a huge delay between Alex and hi.
Mhm.
And it's just, I'm transferring to a local agent now. Hey, what's going on? Eli Skinner here with Simplify at Fathom Realty. I'm part of the Eli Skinner team, one of the largest and most trusted teams here in central Indiana. Gosh, that house looks awesome in Franklin. When would you like to take a look at it? That's how it goes. And it is smashed on top of Alex. Alex is not a real person. He doesn't care if you talk over him. But that's how focused you've got to be able to, I got to take that toy, bro. Sorry. He just got a new toy, so he is loving his life. So that's how focused you've got to be, because that delay puts them immediately in, they're not sure you're driving the bus and they don't know how to drive the bus. So right now we've got a bus barreling down the road with no driver, and it's super uncomfortable because you can imagine, as nervous as you are, they just clicked a random internet button and are going to talk to a stranger.
Mhm.
Like, that's scary for the vast majority of people. My wife she would never do that. Gosh, no way. So you got to remember that we have to jump on it and drive that bus from the start, showing confidence and professionalism and excitement and love. And you guys are good at a lot of that, but gosh, get right on top of Alex with that. And that's in the Zillow training. They talk specifically about that, at least in the ones I was in. So make sure you're doing it. That's going to be huge. But just don't take the call if you can't kill it. I mean, it's okay. We've got, as you know, Hannah and Ashley and Jennifer and Robin and Brad and everybody's taking these calls. If you're not going to be able to kill it, that's okay. Let it go. Nobody's going to be mad at you. The other 4 or 5 or whoever it is will get it. But jump on it. High energy, efficiency, drive that bus. And yeah, like I said, don't take the call if you're barreling down 65 trying to figure out which exit you need to get off on. Just let it go. It's a safety. Life happens. You're at dinner and, on a hot date with your spouse, like, fine. Like, that doesn't happen often. The Zillow calls are happening 10 to 12 times a day. So you can get the next one. So that's one thing I noticed, and it was not everybody, but it was definitely prevalent. And then here's another one. This is just big picture stuff, is hello with a question mark at the end. Hello? Not an acceptable way to answer a phone call ever. I mean, I can't think of a scenario where I answer a phone call that way, right? You guys all hear me. My friends laugh at me. They actually quote me before I pick up the phone. They hear my phone ring. They go, hey, this is Eli. How can I help you? Yeah, right? Or hey, it's Eli with Simplify. How can I help? It's something. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's not even the greatest. You can come up with it. Go ask some super pros on the internet how to answer a phone call really well. But hello? Like, not sure if I'm supposed to be getting this call. That's not a great way to do it. So jump right on top of Alex, no delay. My example is, especially with Zillow calls, hey, this is Eli with Simplify at Fathom Realty. I'm part of the Eli Skinner team, one of the largest and most trusted real estate teams in central Indiana. Gosh, I'm super excited about this house in Franklin. Tell me a little bit about what kind of draws you to it and maybe when a good time would be to go see it. Now, I don't say the exact same thing every time, but I do jump in with good identification, and I would recommend you memorize your hello. hey, whatever your thing is, mine's always, hey, whatever. Hey, this is Eli with Simplify at Fathom Realty. That is our team name mixed with our brokerage, which is required. I'm a part of the Eli Skinner team. Why is that important? Because Eli likes to be famous. Well, yes. But secondly, because they're going to see my name other places. And it's important to keep that in front of them so they're not going, okay, now, hold on a second. I'm talking to Robin, and then I'm talking to Eli, and then I'm also getting this thing from Andrea, and. I can tell you they're not used to seeing teams at our level when they're talking to their grandma who's been an agent for 40 years and sells 2 houses a year. This is not normal. So knowing they're part of a team and it's huge and it's trusted and we've got assistant and we've got 6 agents and whatever it is, right? We got title company, all that stuff is a big deal. So push on that button big time, but just make sure that is good. Again, you can go back and listen to this, but nail your intro. You don't need to be wondering, what am I going to say when the phone rings, right? It's like playing baseball. When you're in the field, every kid in the baseball field before every pitch should already know what they're going to do with the ball if it gets hit to them. That's what we coach. Listen, you should not be making a decision while a ball is rolling at you. Your decision is made before the pitch is thrown. And that's what you're going to do here with these calls. Okay. So I know it's a lot. I will pause occasionally for questions. Does anybody have any thoughts or questions on that?
Is it a spam call? How it come on the phone? Because sometimes we don't take spam calls.
Good question. That came up for somebody else the other day. Oh, it was Robin. Her and I were talking. She's talking about spam calls. I said, welcome to answering every spam call that ever comes. I answer every call. It literally says spam on it, and I pick it up. Hey, this is Eli. How can I help? And then you hear the boop. Hi, is Ellie Skinner there? And I'm like, nope, hang up, right? No big deal. Doesn't matter.
Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie Skinner. It's like, pick them all up. It's okay. What happens if sell them a house. I don't care. They could be from, they're Pakistan and calling us, to try to steal our credit card numbers. That's fine. We'll sell them a house. So anyway, yeah, I would pick up everything. My phone doesn't ring, and it does ring, and I don't pick up a lot, but I try to pick up everything. So that's my answer to spam calls. Sell them a house. All right. Anybody else on any of those topics? I've got a good bullet point list. So.
And put my name also so I can get the calls too.
We'll talk about that later, Hardev. You're on the different program than these guys are. They're on the lead generation program. They pay me a lot more money than you do.
Okay.
Get out of here, Kai. Let's see. All right. There's my call. I know who that is. I can't answer him all the time. I wish I could. I like him a lot, but when you're picking up, you already know when they want to see the house down. You already know when they want to see the house in some cases. You already know what house they want to see in some cases. You already know their name in most cases, or some version of their name, like a username. You've got their phone numbers, you got their emails. Not every time do you have everything, but you have a lot of information. And Ashley uses it pretty well here in this recording. Watch. This blew me away. So I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying this one element of the way she does this scheduling was impressive to me. Let me see here. Okay. Tell me if y'all can hear this.
Hi there.
Can you hear that? Good. Okay, like it's coming through appropriately. All right, good. All right, here we go. So I'm not saying everything's perfect on this, but I'm saying you'll see what I think is perfect.
Hi there, Alex here. I'm connecting you to a local agent now.
Hello.
Hi, this is
All right, that was a little bit of a delay, not terrible. That's about half of what some of them are, or a third of what some of them are. So that was not bad at all. Not perfect, but not bad. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, this is Jacob.
Hi, Jacob. My name's Ashley Hicks.
Great energy. She's really good. I don't love hello, whatever, but I do love once she realizes, hey, I'm on the call with a client that's going to pay me thousands of dollars, then she's really excited. I do like that. All right, hold on a second. Here we go.
Jacob?
Hi, Jacob. My name's Ashley Hicks. I'm with Fathom Realty. How are you?
I'm doing well, Ashley. How are you?
Good. So they just said that you wanted to tour 549 Galahad Drive today at 2:30.
Correct, if you can.
Yeah, perfect. So while they were connecting us, I went ahead and scheduled it, and it already confirmed it. So I can meet you over there at 2:30 today.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Perfect. So I will see you soon.
All right, thanks, Ashley. Have a good one.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Are you kidding me? That is a special human that can do that. So Ashley, round of applause for you. Holy moly. That's really, really good. So not everybody's going to be able to do that. She is super tech savvy. She's a lunatic like me. She can carry 25 things in her brain at one time. Like she's got a real gift that God's given her in a lot of ways, but you can use and try to get closer to that for sure. As all of us could learn from that. Really, really good job, Ashley. Like I had to share that. That was really good. So,
Not
Ashley,
embarrassing or anything.
I know, but you're crazy. I love it. You're amazing. So how did you do that? Like walk me through what you saw on your screen and how you were able to actually accomplish that in the midst of you're trying to answer the call, but I mean, what's the timing? How does it look?
While it's connecting, so it took forever, I felt like, for that one to connect. I just logged on my MyBor on my phone and then hurried up to Broker Bay to schedule it. And then I was like, I'll ask later, like getting the information on the house. So I had it scheduled and confirmed by the time I answered. Now they're not always going to confirm right then and there, but that one was like a go and show.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that it was even scheduled is great. And I mean, that was really, really good confirmation, which is a bonus. The question I've got, since you're showing that you have a real knack for the tech side of it, explain to everybody, just walk them through it, how you handle, I know you're on the spot here, how you handle these calls when they come in. Cause I've gotten them, it's been a while, but it's like, first of all, you get the notification, then you poke the button, and then the guy comes on, then you have to press number one. Like walk us through your system. And because I know I used to open things at different times and look, and then I'd hit number one after I understood what was going on. Tell us your system.
So I answer it, and then when I answer it, it automatically gives me a notification. And so I click the notification and it shows me the house. And then I hurry up and just copy and paste the MLS number and my board. So like it shows on there already when they want to go for a tour. So I'm like, I'll just schedule it for that time.
Great. So
I think I got all that done in like less than a minute.
Yeah. So you get a notification, the Zillow calls coming in through the app. You poke that, the guy's talking to you because I always used to put it on speakerphone right away. I'm listening to him talk. You know, you've got Sarah wanting to look at this, whatever, and I'm on speakerphone. While I'm doing that, I'm looking at the house to see, because so I have an idea what they're looking at. And then when I'm ready, I press 1. You don't have to press 1 right away. It gives you a couple of cycles, right?
I don't think so, Eli.
Okay.
Just because one time I didn't press 1 right away, and it moved from giving me the call to saying someone else picked it up.
So whoever hits
now
one
I can't even wait.
Gotcha.
So and another comment is that I'm not always, like 9 times out of 10, I'm not sitting here in front of my computer waiting for a phone call. I'm like someone's in here talking, or so I'm trying to get to another room, but I always try to answer it. It may sound like I'm walking somewhere, but I'm trying to get to a quiet place so the TV isn't going in the background or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I'm not sitting in this dark room, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it is challenging trying to find a quiet place, and then I got to press everything fast so I don't lose the call. So that's the other challenge, is not losing the call.
Yep.
Answering on the first ring and then making sure you say connect right away. Because I have lost a couple calls by not responding right away.
Yep. Okay,
Even
good.
if I
That's
wait
good.
like 2 seconds,
Yep.
it'll drop
So-
me.
because there's 3 or 4 of you that picked it up, and it's whoever gets to the one first or saying the word connect first. That's good. Okay. Well, that's all part of planning, and it's it's taking the calls, but not taking too many
Yeah.
calls. It's that, there's plenty coming. And so everybody's kind of, it's the focus side is definitely tough, and you just plan. You plan to not have a plan, and you're going to be picking up in the middle of the woods.
Right.
You're going to be planning to picking up in the middle of dinner. But yeah, it's pretty tough. That's all stuff you'll get better at. But this is all good information for everybody. Just when that comes through, it's like eyes glaze over.
Right.
It's focused.
Sorry,
Huh?
You're good.
I
Go
was
ahead,
going to
man.
ask a question
Go ahead.
when you're ready.
I'm good.
Okay, so I play it, and I just want to get your thoughts on this, because I will sometimes answer, and then I'll wait to press 1 until I know for a fact I can be focused, and that might be me walking to a room or pulling up my computer, whatever it is. And then sometimes I get it's been picked up by another teammate. Are you okay with that? Because in my mind, it's like, hey, I'm at least here if nobody else gets it. And then I get it. And I'm okay with the fact if I'm not the one who gets it. Like, are you and I on the same page that I at least made the effort, and then I'm getting to where I need to be? And if I'm okay that I'm not the one who got it, but at least I'm there in case somebody else doesn't get it? Or
You and I are on the same page. If
Okay.
you're getting, as long as we're all trying to pick it up, it's going to eventually work. And some people have a higher need than others at that time for a lead or different areas of life. So 100%.
Okay. Because to me, I'm like, as long as somebody's getting it, that's where my mind is like, I'm okay if it went to somebody else, but I want to make sure it's not just not going to anybody, which is, I know, a problem we've had in the past.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm 100% okay. If 4 of you pick up, I mean, that's great. It's you're perfect. Just keep picking up. If the other team people get it, that's a win. Everybody, you didn't get the lead, but big picture, we won because we didn't let a lead go through.
Okay, so I got another comment. So I've had several calls where, and maybe this is the other end, not my end, where it's a bunch of like, you know how you get like a bad phone call where it's like super fuzzy or some kind of loud noise is going on. And so that's probably was me when I went hello, because I was like, it sounds like like an airplane or something like horrible. I couldn't hear anybody. I couldn't hear. A lot of times they'll say hello, or I'll say hello like that, like Ashley did. But I've had several calls where it sounds like bad phone call.
Yeah.
Like bad noise. And I had one where I could barely hear the person.
Yep.
So I don't know what it was, but I just want to let you know.
That's actually on my list. One of the things is this is a voice over internet protocol. It's all internet-based phones, which means there's a delay. Number one, there's a delay, which that's very important to know when you're talking, because some of us have an inclination to okay, yep, okay, and now the whole time you're talking over each other because of the delay. Voice over internet, when you realize you're on a voice over internet thing, your speed of internet, their speed of internet, all factors in to the clarity of the call, the sound, the noises you hear, glitching out, digital stuff, just like Zoom calls do sometimes.
Right.
And if you talk at all, then it's gonna overlap, because it's weird because you think they're done, but the delay messes it up, and all of a sudden nobody can hear anything. So be very slow to agree, be very slow to repeat, be very slow to because all of a sudden it just sounds like we're talking on top of each other. I actually apologize in the calls for the internet phone call. I'll say, hey, we're on it's all internet calling these days, you know about that. So there's a big delay, which is why it sounds like we're on top of each other. Just be patient. We'll get through it. Or, hey, I'm going to call you directly. So I'm going to hang up right now, and I'm going to call you directly from my cell phone so we don't have this internet problem.
Right.
If you're having a problem, just say, hey, I'm going to call you real quick on your phone directly. So pick up this next call. Boom, you call them. Now you're on your cell phones.
Yeah.
Or you can use the KV Core app or whatever, which I'm working on with Fathom right now, actually for you, Robin. But feel free. If it terrible connection, hey, let me give you a call right back. I'll jump in. We're recording again. So the answer to the last question was almost done, but you're on a voice over internet protocol. It's internet phones. Delays in internet on either end can cause a problem. It's going to be glitchy. It's going to be Zoom cally sometimes. You just apologize for it up front. That's a big thing that I feel like I've had some success in life in general, is stating the obvious. Never let an elephant be in the room. Our internet stinks. Dang it. Let me call you on your cell phone directly. That way we're not through the internet. Like, perfect. Everybody respects that. Like I walk into Walmart and say, I've never been here before. Can you show me where the milk's at? They look at me weird, but guess what? I know where the milk's at in 30 seconds. And I didn't even have to go get it half time. They just go get me some. Like, just stating the obvious, not being worried about your, the cool factor, those sorts of things are always going to be good. So just, that's how I handle that situation consistently. But actually on my list, interestingly enough, was that remember it's a voice over internet protocol, which means don't talk over them. Don't repeat numbers. You get to the end of their phone number, then you say, great, let me make sure I've got it, 317-627-0784, instead of repeating them as they come in, because it'll never work on a voice over internet thing. That's a good one. But in theory, while I'm on that topic, you should always have their phone number and email and name and stuff, but feel free to get it. One of the tactics I will use occasionally is, hey, I'm going to text you right after this, which I've heard this on calls. I'm going to text you right after this with all my information. I just want you to reply back with your name, phone number, and email. That way I've got it, and I can make sure I can kind of make sure I've got the right stuff from Zillow.
So is that mandatory on Zillow that you can't proceed if you don't put in phone number and email? Because I feel like I had one where I didn't have one or the, actually, I didn't think I had their email.
Nope, it's not mandatory. I don't think it's mandatory.
Yeah, because I think I actually had more than one where I need an email address to send an auto email with houses.
Right.
Because I've been trying to get that, because once I get them on an auto email, then I've kind of like, I've got their email, you know what I mean? Like, I have more contact with them if I say, hey, I'll set you up on an auto email of a list of homes that you want to look at.
Anything you can do like that is definitely good. But our Zoom calls, and Brad's really good at this. Ashley obviously was too, but I think there's probably everybody's at a different level of different things. But just driving right to that appointment, efficiency, professionalism, excitement. And then when you get to that face-to-face meeting, then you're building the rapport. We're on searches and we're pre-approved and really taking them down the path of wise home buying once we've built that rapport.
Okay.
Let me jump back here. So yeah, so I talked about hello, question mark, right? Do you answer with excitement, make sure you memorize it. And it's all about the house and when we're going to go see it. You know when they want to see it. So you don't have to ask when they want to see it. You saw it right there. It says they requested a showing at 2:00 p.m. tomorrow. Sometimes that's not going to be right. Hey, I've got it that you want to see the house at 2 tomorrow. Is that correct? Or did you just kind of pick a random time? Oh, I just poked something to get to somebody. Okay, cool. Let's figure out when we can go see it. But generally try not to ask things you already know. It looks really professional when you just, it's all right here. You know, you've all done it. Hey, type in your loan number and we'll get you to an agent. You type in your loan number, 47 digits long on the phone. You get to the agent and they say, okay, what's your loan number? You're like, are you kidding me? Why in the world did I just type in 47 digits on my phone? And then you're asking me for it again. Like, your system's got to be better than that, right? Same thing here. And maybe I'm the only one that thinks that stuff. I'm like, this is stupid. Why did I just do this? If you're going to ask me for it anyway. So we try not to ask for extra things. We don't work for Zillow. It's important to know. I heard that one time in there. I work for Zillow. Well, that's just because we didn't have, again, that stuff comes out when you don't have a memorized first opener. When you don't know what to say, stupid stuff will always come out. That's the way we were built as humans when we're nervous. So memorize what you're going to say when you answer that call every time. That way, silly things don't come out. Hey, this is Eli Skinner with Simplify Fathom Realty. I'm part of the Eli Skinner team, one of the largest and most trusted teams in Central Indiana for real estate. Gosh, this house in Franklin looks amazing. How can I help? When can we go see it? Like I've said it 3 or 4 different times now, but it is pretty much the same every time. You can do it too. And it's going to make you so much more comfortable. Don't ask, what can I do for you? Generally speaking, we know what we can do for them. Every single call I listened to wanted to see a house. Why would we ask them what we can do for them? How can I help? Doesn't matter. We know how we can help, right? We're going to show them a house. Like, I'm ready to show you a house whenever you can get out there. What's your day look like? You know, when are you off work? Do you have anybody else that needs to come see the house with you? These questions are good. Not how can I help? Hey, can you please shave my dog? No, that's not it. So we're going to show them houses. As you can tell, I get excited about this stuff. Like, I love this. It's so much fun. I'm never mad, even though I look serious sometimes. Let's see. Don't ask what time do you want to go? Ask them a good question. Think through some questions. Is there a time that you're both available? If they said me and my husband, right? Is there a time when you're both generally available? That'd be a really good question, because I listen to these calls. It's so funny. When would you like to go? Anytime works. How about 1:30? How about 2? What? I thought you said anytime worked. I just said 1. Why are we changing it to 2? Like, it's just this weird back and forth thing, but driving that bus. Hey, the bus is showing up at 1. Hey, can you make 1 o'clock work tomorrow? No. Okay, cool. Then they'll give you another option, but you're driving that bus. Brad did a really good job one time. He said, I can squeeze you in at 1. There's a lack of availability that is in that statement that shows he's busy and he's a professional. And it's like, you know what? I think I can fit you in between appointments. Let's do that. Let's knock that out. He's over and above. He's busy, which means he knows what he's doing. He's got experience. He's got other people that want his help. Like, that's really good. But try not to ask those questions where you're, again, trying to hand them the driver's seat. Don't hand them the driver's seat. Drive the bus for them. They're going to respect you for it. This is a lot of just general sales stuff, by the way. This is not just Eli. Let's see. Don't forget about the VoIP lag, voice over internet protocol. Don't set up showings while you're on the phone. Don't tell them how we set up showings. A lot of times people, when in uncomfortable situations, when you're not confident, you're going to start. Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my app and I'm going to see if I can get this scheduled on Broker Bay. And if, you don't have to walk them through your process. It's just what comes out as we're starting to think, right? Because we don't know what we're going to say. So instead, so can you make tomorrow at 1 o'clock work? Yes. Awesome. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get that. I'm going to work on getting that scheduled for you. And then I'm going to text or call you with a plan to confirm the plan. Or I'm going to text you to confirm the plan, or I'll give you a call if they're not available at that time, and we'll set up a new plan. Perfect. Awesome. Great. Keep your phone on you. I'm about to get this worked out. Like, you're just going to tell them what's about to happen on their end, not on our end, right? So again, I'll go through that one more time. Hey, this is Eli. I want to go, you want to go take a look at the house sometime? Yes, I'd love to. Awesome. When's a good time when you're both available, generally speaking? Well, we're normally off work around 5. Perfect. Let's do this. I'm going to try to work on getting it set up for today at 5. Does 5:15 work? Yes. Awesome. Let me jump off here. I'm going to get to work on that. I want to make sure I'm offering you 5-star service. But what's going to happen is I'm going to go get it set up. I'm going to reach out to the seller side, see if they're available for 5:15 to let us in the house. And I'm going to text you with kind of an update on the plan. If I have trouble, I'm going to give you a call. So make sure you answer the phone when it comes in, even if it's an unknown number, because that's going to be me. When I get off, I'm going to text you all my info. So you got it. You can save me as favorite realtor ever in your phone. But I want you to do that so that when I do call, it's not an unknown number to you anyway. All of a sudden, like, awesome, great, sounds good to me. You say, great, I'll be reaching out to you in just a minute. Literally, you go schedule it. And then you text them, hey, I've got it scheduled. I'm still waiting on confirmation, though. I'll let you know when they confirm. They're like, awesome, thanks. Or hey, or then I call them, hey, I'm going to call you here in just a second. Text, because it's unavailable. I'm going to call you here. Boom. The text goes through. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, It's full of showings today. If you can imagine, that's kind of our world these days. Let's figure out another time to go. It looks like it's available at this time. Perfect. Let me get that poked. Okay. Great. Awesome. We are scheduled. I'll let you know when they confirm. Done. This is how that goes. You get on the phone, get it done, off the phone, and then you're communicating with them consistently. Okay. Any questions on that? I know I went fast. I'm trying not to run out of time again. Okay. I know it's a lot. That's why I'm recording this. But don't set things up on the phone. Don't look for houses on the phone. You're getting on and off and showing them that you will go over and above, and you will take time out of the rest of your day to work on their stuff. We're not going to take away from our face-to-face or voice-to-voice time to do silly stuff. Go back and rewatch the Zillow trainings. There's multiple steps in the process. How to transfer from Alex, how to talk about offering 5-star service, because they're going to get a thing that's going to ask them, how did Robin do? So you might as well start putting in their brain subconsciously that they need to click 5 stars. You're going to send them the My Agent survey. If you don't know what that is, go back to your Zillow trainings. My Agent survey. You got to click that every time you get off the phone. Send them the email. It's a button you poke that says, hey, is Robin your agent? They're going to go, yes. And then you're locked in with them for a year. They're going to see no other faces on Zillow for a year. This is so important. Otherwise, it's only a month and we lose them. This is all in your Zillow trainings. Go back and do those 20 times. I mean, like, lay at bed at night and watch them again, or schedule them, or whatever you need to do. But there's multiple steps in this process. I'm not the only good way to do this. Zillow's got me and Zillow line up really, really well. And I've also got the Z trainings on the YouTube channel, but there's a lot of good ways to do this. Just be a student of sales and loving people well through this process. My dad always said the sales is the art of separating people from their money with a smile on their face. If you can make people happy while they're handing you money, you are a good salesman. And that's what we're teaching here. Don't forget about the call to send the My Agent email. Make sure you make good notes and practice. You did not. Ashley is really good at sales. These things don't happen overnight and doing them twice a day. It is constant, and it's scripting. People, I don't want to operate off a script. I operate off a script. I say the same thing over and over and over. It sounds authentic. It sounds real. But it's a script. You could take my exact script and make it Robin Roller's script, no problem. It's only a script if you're no good at it. It's only scripty if you're no good at it. It just starts to become you. So that's the way to do it. Even in sermons, I know most of us go to church. In the sermons, there's a really good book called Communicating for a Change. And the guy talks about how, if I were to say, hey, tell me about your most recent family vacation. You don't need notes. You don't even need an outline. You give me the big ideas and the exciting points of your family trip. Nobody has to train to talk about their family vacation. You don't tell me what candy bar you bought at the gas station, how much you paid for gas. Some weirdos do, right? But you don't overextend the details. I do this sometimes. That's the kind of person I am. But most people don't tell the dumb stuff, the stuff that's not necessary. They don't tell us every stop they made. They may tell us major checkpoints, like, oh, we swung through Kansas City, got a great, some great ribs, and then we were off to the Grand Canyon. But they're not going to tell you every little stop and conversation along the way and everything. So, but they also don't need notes, because they know where they're going and they know their major checkpoints. Sermons at church, the best preachers in the world, they know where they're headed. They know their few checkpoints along the way, but they can just go because it's inside of them. They're not making something up. They're not just fabricating this. They're telling you something they believe to be true and that is important to them, and they know their major checkpoints and where they're going. So if we similarly know where we're headed, which is the appointment, we know our major checkpoints, which is a great hello, a 5-star thing, When are we going to go see the house? We got these 4 or 5 major checkpoints in this conversation. The details between will absolutely change with each phone call, but we don't need notes. We don't need to practice all of that. We just need the checkpoints. We need where we're headed, and it needs to be inside of us at such a level where it's just natural. And that comes with a lot of practice and a lot of preparation. Anyway, questions. That's my today version of this.
No.
All right, cool. I'm going to stop the recording because I don't need anything else there. So